Well, folks, welcome back to Illusions to Stupidity and another day. I have a couple of things today, and yeah, last November I said, okay, I've vented enough. I don't need to be doing this anymore. But the world has continued to do whatever it's doing, and I need to do my cyber vent into outer space for my own mental health. I tutor, for those who don't know, freelance teach, teach in private schools for 6 months or a year or whatever, but I also tutor constantly on the sidelines. And one of my students is a medical student, which simply means she medically cannot handle being in school full time. So she does a lot of things online, and I go to her home twice a week to help keep her on track and to help with any concepts or whatever that she is struggling with. She's in high school. And as much as she would love to have had a, quote, normal high school, because as a high school teacher, there is no such thing as a normal high school. It's what TV and media tries to convince us is a normal high school, which is everything out of the States for us people in Canada. Yes, we have more snow, so I'm back into warm, cozy blankies. Anyways, we have all come, her mom, myself, and her have said, your mental health and your physical health is more important than whether or not you get the stupid thing done, which in Ontario is an OSSD, in 4 years. If it takes you 5 years, if it takes you 6 years, if it takes you 8, it does not matter. Don't give up on it, but don't worry about it. Because no university, no employer is going to look and say, that took you 8 years. They're going to say, hey, you got it done. Great. Shows that you're dedicated to it. So here's where I'm back online. It's for my mental health. To yell and scream into cyberspace and just vent. And maybe it means something to people out there. So the two things that have come up lately is one of my kids I had down from the East Coast for a really nice visit for like 5 weeks. And she and I would pit pops out for coffee and tea or go wander Michael's to see what crafty things she could see that, she wasn't going to buy, but whatever. And on the way home, we'd stop in at my local grocery store and pick up whatever the house needed. Didn't think anything of it. It was January. Okay. But then after that, everybody else was shopping. I didn't do anything. Well, 2 days ago, somebody in my house said, hey, Mom, Graham, we're out of milk. And I want my tea. Oh, and we're out of cheese. I was like, yeah, okay, don't worry about it. I got a student tonight. On the way home, I'll stop into the grocery store and pick up those two things. This is when I had the heart attack. Figuratively had the heart attack. To the point that when I went up to the cash to pay for it, the lady behind the cash, bless her soul, because she jumped back on. She was supposed to have gone home, but she jumped back on because there were these big lines. So she was being a good employee and jumping back on. I went, are you okay? And I went, I haven't grocery shopped in like 3 or 4 weeks. And she went, oh yeah, that'll explain it. It cost me over $10 for 2 liters of milk and a block of cheese that was on sale. I just about flipped. I went, what the heck? She said, yeah, the prices have been going up in January. She said, it's ridiculous. And I was like, oh, dear God, this is ridiculous. And I just looked at her, I said, we're not as bad as the States. She said, no. She still has friends in the States, and I have DM direct messaging with people in the States, and everybody's going, people do not understand how bad it is in the States. And there's certain areas in the States. Now, one of my people that I chit-chat with, and we don't get political, I think we just teachers talking to teachers, she's going, the U.S. is messed. She used different words. It is not safe. Please do not calm down. And for God's sake, save yourself. Stay away. That's from somebody who's in the States and a proud American. And she's saying that. So we're not as bad as the States financially, but money is tight, tight, tight. Much tighter than people understand, even here in Canada. And to the point, I'm pounding the pavement and having to look for another job to be able to pay all my bills. Why? A year ago, my tutoring, plus the fact I'm a landlady, and my CPP and my teacher's pension, which, by the way, those of you who think teachers get paid a wonderful pension, please don't. Please, please don't, because most people don't work 40 years. If you've worked 35 years or 30, 40 years of teaching, yes, you have a nice size pension. But most of us work 10, 15 years. And mine, for most of mine, has been short-term contracts, long-term contracts. I get diddly squat, like under $500 a month for my teacher's pension. Do not think we get paid a lot. Please, please don't. Between my the rent my tenants pay, my CPP, my piddly little teacher's pension, I do not make enough to pay my household expenses at all. Not. So I tutor. I tutor because I love to, but I have to do that to pay the bills. Now, having said that, because the economy is this right now, I'm not getting as many clients. I've even messaged, I run my own, but I also work for another tutoring service. And I've messaged her and said, sweetie, are you finding the numbers down this year? Because I am with my own little business. It's my little on the line if you're looking for, tutoring 56 kind of stuff. She said yes. She said it's still it's a need to help the kids. The need's still there, but people are really, really hesitant. And some of them are, can I hire her for when he's stuck? And she's going, yeah, that will be okay with that. So they contact me, and I said, yep. So it's a week by week, and they just message me. He's got a test next week. Yep. But that means that time slot on my schedule, which is behind the computer, is filled with that little Johnny's name. I can't plug anybody else in, but my boss is not getting anything. I've had people complain. I charge $30 in line and $35 in home. I have people complaining that's too much. Can you do it for 25? Can you do it for 20? No, I can't, because there's the expense of my car. There's my time that's going out to that person's place and back. No, I'm sorry, I can't. And they're going, I said, I can do it every second week. Like, I'll do that. They're okay. So the people are counting their pennies, and it's tight. It's really tight. So I said it before. I will say it again. Look yourself in the mirror and say, my feelings are real. They're not made up. Nobody's being whatever. These feelings of anxiety and frustration and wanting to panic and, oh my God, I'm going to lose my house and all the other kind of stuff that's going to happen, those are real. Those are very, very real. Take 5 minutes. Take 10 minutes and accept that they are real. Then go do something. Go do the dishes. Go for a walk. Go get the mail. Gee, I need to get the mail. And then make a plan stand. For me, it's get online and find some more jobs. Whether it's going to back and working at a local store, whatever, but find a job. So those are your things. Yes, it's getting tough. The times are getting tough. And while you do not want to belittle your own experiences, do understand that compared to the States, we're better off. Like, we're doing so much better. Literally much better. That's part 1. Part 2 is, I'm surprised that people, sort of has to go with money. I would be shocked and surprised if you have not heard about Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor and his lovely ex-wife, Sarah. It would be very difficult. Now, in my case, I happen to be a royal watcher. I am intrigued by the continuity and consistency and the traditions and the stiff upper lip, etc., etc. I love the British Scottish culture. I feel like I've got a big blanket wrapped around me when I am in England. It's great. However, everybody is coming off, well, this is what happens because he's a royal, and he's this terrible person because he's a royal. This self-entitled person because he's a royal. Okay, I'm not going to argue that he is self-entitled. And he has been known, very bluntly, time and time again, to treat his servants like shit. To the point that he's well documented that his mummy made him go back and apologize because she was very respectful to her servants. And King Charles has come out in his original coronation saying, you are not here to serve me, I am here to serve you. The crown is here to serve you. Okay? But having said that, let us not start gaslighting and blaming his position or her position, because she's just a gem, etc., and say it's because of their position. Because I've lived long enough and know enough people to know that this is not because of his position. Some of it, yes. Because he has screamed, you can't kick me out of Royal Lodge. I'm the Queen's son. Honey, that's because of your entitled attitude. But I know people who think they're above the law, that they're above that. That doesn't apply to me. I know somebody, it's just a stupid little thing, but it's against the law in Ontario to be texting on your phone while you drive. He's got no problem. He said, well, I know it's against the law, but I can do it. No, you can't. I know somebody who blatantly has sexually harassed young girls. And he got confronted, and his response was, that was 20 years ago. Get over it. Excuse me? No, I'm not going to get over it, especially since it was my kid. But I'm not getting over it. And that person in question, honestly, doesn't get it. He just does not. He said, oh, well, it's a long time ago. Get over it. Somebody else I know got really, really upset when he caught his girlfriend kissing a guy. And I just looked at, when I heard it, I went, what planet is he on, buddy? Because it was another friend telling me. And we both laughed. Because this man has no problem cheating with other girls on his girlfriend. But it's not okay for that girl to kiss a guy. So, yes, everything Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor did and what Sarah Ferguson is doing is, are you flipping joking me? It's entitled and it's wrong, and 100%. I'm glad he's being arrested. I'm glad he's being investigated. I'm tickled pink. I think King Charles and Prince William are doing the right thing. Even Prince Harry is doing the right thing. He's shutting up and he's not saying anything, which is exactly what he should do, and distance themselves. The monarchy is going to be fine. But what I'm trying to say is, do not think that that is simply because of his position. Because he happened to be the son of Queen Elizabeth II. There's people in every level of society that are exactly the same. Do not sit there and think that Donald Trump, it's because of his upbringing. Yes, some of it is, because from what his niece Mary Trump says, his father was not a nice person. But there's people everywhere who's just like that. So please, don't blame it on the position the person has. Open your eyes, look around, and realize that it's everybody. Not everybody, but it's on all levels. From the most down-to-earth, the person who's serving you at McDonald's up through to the CEOs. It's the guys, anybody who's making minimum wage up to those guys, oh, believe it or not, $300,000 a year, $400,000 a year. Okay? That's my rant for today. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Have a nice cup of coffee. I do have a church around here who's literally counting down the days till spring. And when I saw it a couple days ago, it was 24 more days till spring. So 22. In my book says this spring, because I can see the foundation of my house. The snow is slowly melting away. So there you go. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We'll see you next time. Take care, guys.